going.
Your vision from concept to creation. At Gemco Constructors, we're your one-stop partner in commercial construction, from mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems to building automation and post-project service. We deliver projects on time, on budget, and built to last. Innovation, safety, and service. Proud supporter of the Roncalli Royals. Visit wearegemco.com today. Gemco, building your vision. Concept to creation.
A confident smile can change everything, and at Gorman and Bunch Orthodontics, they make that transformation fun, affordable, and easy. Whether it's braces or Invisalign, their expert team helps kids, teens, and adults feel proud of their smile every step of the way. With their convenient Southside location, Dr. Todd Hickman and his team have served our community for over 40 years. Gorman and Bunch Orthodontics, transforming smiles, transforming lives. Proud supporter of Roncalli and Roncalli Athletics.
A little rainy, a hair cold, but it is maybe perfect for the Mayor's Cup, one of the best rivalries in Central Indiana. It is a South Side duo between the Roncalli Royals and the Southport Cardinals in boys lacrosse action. Not only a big-time rivalry, but to add on to it, it is Senior Day, a little more special here at Bob Tolley Field, Roncalli Stadium. This is the Indianapolis Fruit pregame show with Gavin Dolworth. I'm Nathaniel Finch, ready to bring you what is one of the biggest games of the season for both of these two programs, Gavin. It should be one heck of a ball game.
Yeah, it should be a great game. Two teams looking to etch their names in history, hopefully for the Royals. We can get a win and continue our streak. Hopefully it will be a great game.
This is one that you throw out the records. Now, as a broadcaster, I will not do that. Southport 0-7, still looking for its first victory. Roncalli at 3-8, though winners 3 of their last 4. However, it doesn't matter how good each team is coming into this specific matchup. It is always, and I mean always, bitter. It is always hard-fought. It is always close, and it is always a lot of fun. That much is guaranteed today.
Yeah, especially with the rain. Hopefully it'll be a good, scrappy, gritty game, and we can see two teams here fighting for their lives out here.
Indianapolis Fruit, a family-owned leader in quality produce since 1947, delivering everything from organic produce to gourmet grab-and-go offerings. That is at IndyFruit.com. With Gavin Dolworth, I'm Nathaniel Finch. As these two teams will play through rain, will play through a lot of rain, of course. If there's any lightning in the area, we say forget it. But for now, this and these two teams, they are ready no matter the circumstances, no matter the weather. This is one of the best of the season. For Roncalli, last time out, played against Brebeuf on this field on Monday, and it was certainly a game to forget about. Now they've had a week to, A, get healthy, as Coach Ablog told us pregame, B, kind of refocus and get motivated because, you know, maybe they just simply didn't come out ready to play 4 quarters of lacrosse on Monday. They're ready to change that tonight.
Yeah, that was a great game against Brebeuf. You know, we scored more goals against them in that game than we had in the previous 4 years, so there's obviously been some improvement, and hopefully they'll come into this game with that same fire, ready to put some goals in the back of the net, play some good defense, win some faceoffs.
We talk about the game time weather. It is brought to you by Whitetail Properties. It is less than ideal, I guess, depending on who you ask, because some people just love to play in this type of weather, and that could certainly be the case tonight. 60, kind of low 60s is the temperature, but it will rain for the better part of this game, and it could rain hard, maybe not incredibly hard, but just a consistent, steady, and you know it's coming for a good chunk of this contest. That's your game time weather. And you'll see it in the screen here in a moment why the horn is sounding. Here comes the Roncalli lacrosse team. Bagpipes and all, running with the flag. It's Brendan Merrick playing on his final game on this field. This squad with a pair, or really a trio, of really great seniors. It is Angel Flores, these guys honored pregame. Brendan Merrick, who wears that legacy number 11, and Sam Dressman, who is just a stud on defense, according to Coach Ablog. These guys, maybe a little bit more motivation because it's Senior Day. And conversely, Gavin, you being a former player in this program, do the underclassmen have a little bit more motivation wanting to send their seniors that they've gone to battle with all season off on a high note?
Yeah, you know, I think they do, having played, obviously, in some senior night games. We were unfortunately not able to win our senior night game, but the year previous we were able to play. And I think being a junior on that team and being close friends with all the seniors on that team, I had a extra motivation that game to play my best lacrosse I possibly could, and I'm sure all these guys on the field are feeling the same way.
We talked about the game time weather conditions, and we will as we go, absolutely. Brought to you by Whitetail Properties. Turn your real estate dreams into reality with Roncalli. Proud Roncalli alums Bill and Jay Miner, your go-to real estate experts. That's hunting, farming, lakeside, just a home nestled on acreage, whatever you want, they take care of you. Call or visit online, whitetailproperties.com. We are set to get the national anthem underway. When we come back, we play lacrosse at Bob Tolley Field with Gavin Dolworth. I'm Nathaniel Finch.
Looking for reliable HVAC professionals? Look no further than Ane & Bartram Heating and Cooling. Whether you need a routine maintenance check or an emergency repair on a heating or cooling unit, Ane & Bartram are available to handle all of your heating, cooling, and ventilation needs. Ane & Bartram strive to be the best, so call them today at 317-889-9574. They even have 24/7 emergency service. Call them today, Ane & Bartram, 317-889-9574.
Looking to make your brand stand out? Turn to Business Art Designs, celebrating over 35 years in the sign industry since 1990. As the official sign supplier of the Indianapolis Indians, they bring unmatched expertise to every project. From eye-catching temporary signage for any event, to durable, permanent signs that leave a lasting impression. Visit them on Main Street in the heart of downtown Beech Grove. Business Art Designs, proud supporter of Roncalli Athletics.
Discover the Coin Index in Greenwood. Have you inherited a coin collection you aren't sure what to do with? Are you interested in investing in precious metals? Then the Coin Index is your ultimate destination for coins and precious metals. We buy, sell, and appraise. Located at 857 North Madison Avenue, just south of the Greenwood Park Mall. For expert service and top-notch selection, visit us at coinindex.com. The Coin Index, your trusted partner in coins and precious metals.
Gallagher's Pub and Eatery, your go-to spot before, after, and during all Roncalli events. As a family-owned and operated establishment, we take pride in offering a warm, friendly atmosphere where you can savor delicious pizza, fresh salads, mouth-watering wings, and a wide selection of ice-cold beverages. With 25 smart TVs around the venue, you'll catch every moment of the action and never miss a sporting event. Whether you're gearing up for the big game or celebrating a win, Gallagher's is the
Welcome back as we wrap up the Indianapolis Fruit pregame show. Boys lacrosse action for you today. It's Roncalli. It is Southport. It is a Southside rivalry across every single sport, but this one maybe just a little bit more. We call it the Mayor's Cup. Thank you for tuning in with Gavin Dolworth. I'm Nathaniel Finch as we wrap up the Indianapolis Fruit pregame show. One more senior to highlight, by the way, on senior night. I gave you 3 of the 4. How about Ethan Lentz as well? Let's get through our starting lineups. These brought to you tonight by Indiana Electrical Services, handling all your electrical needs, big or small. Starting as the face-off guy will be Jonah Odom Jr. He's really come on strong of late these last couple of games. In the goal will be Trevor Welт, the freshman goaltender. We'll talk about him plenty as we go. Out there with the sophomore Cooper Willis. He will be playing on offense with Nolan Laker and Quentin Gordon, a pair of sophomores. Of course, Brendan Merrick up top leading the offense for sure. Samuel Dressman on defense. You've got Alfredo Rodriguez out there with them. Trevor Kaufman is a junior, as is Rodriguez. And the final name I have not mentioned, Angel Flores on defense. Ready to roll here. Those are your starting lineups for this Roncalli squad, coached by A.J. Ablog. For Southport, it is Justin Magbanois. He's the head coach of the Cardinals, and we're about ready to go. The series history between these two squads, 13-3. That's 13 wins for the team in white out there in Roncalli and 3 for their red brethren, and we are ready to go. Roncalli has won each of the last 3 by a combined score of 54-11. That is pure dominance. They look to continue that today, or will Southport have a say? Here we go. We are ready to get started on the Roncalli Media Network. Thanks for tuning in. Let's play some boys lacrosse. The opening face-off as all anticipated, ready to go. And it is still loose. It'll be won by the Royals. Angel Flores, also a face-off guy himself, knew exactly where to be for that. Now he gets taken out from behind. Finally gets a touch inside the box, and now we're ready to go. Up top, ball is lost a little bit by Kaufman. Scooped up by Flores. He takes a shot and misses it, and we love him. He scored a coast-to-coast goal last week, but his specialty is certainly defense.
Well, we still got 3 quarters to see if he can pull that off again. Hopefully we can see that maybe more than once.
Would you call that a shot on goal? I'd say so. He's close enough.
Yeah, he had it was good enough for me. Knowing Trevor, he's got the right intentions there.
Speaking of Trevor, he takes a shot there. It goes wide. We'll count it as another shot on goal and maybe a couple of cheap saves for the goaltender for Southport.
Quick saves, too. We got 2 shots on goals. It hasn't even been a minute.
Noah Pico is the keeper in between the pipes there for Southport. Here's another shot, and it goes wide. Nolan Laker giving it his best shot. Now, here's what you got to love if you're AJ Ablog, is the fact that maybe the lack of aggressiveness that we saw on Monday, they've come out immediately and taken 3 shots in the first 60 seconds.
Yeah, that's true. I think that was a big part of their loss. They weren't getting enough shots on goal there. Hopefully we can, like last week, get Nolan Laker some of those same shots on goal like he did last week, and he was able to get 2 or 3 goals.
This one's loose. It's a turnover. Southport will have its first possession.
Well, I'm sure we'll see a lot of those here in this rain. Ball gets slippery.
Yeah, absolutely.
The mesh in your stick gets droopy. You can't quite get the passes off the same you would when it's dry.
By the way, Indiana Electrical Services with your starting lineups. Roncalli alums Jeff Russell and David Moran are proud to serve you. Indiana Electrical Services, powering your home, your business, and your school spirit. And on cue, a turnover each way as, clearly you can play lacrosse in the rain, but you're playing in the rain. There are certainly some disadvantages. Here's a look, and it's a nice one in for goal number 1. Between his legs, Gavin Guthrie. Just like everybody thought. Of all the names I listed off there in the starting lineup, Guthrie was not among them. He's not one of the typical stars. Maybe that changes today.
I don't think I would have expected him to get the first goal, especially here on senior night. But love to see a sophomore getting the first goal here early. Back
to the face-off X, where Jonah Odom Jr. will battle with Southport.
Ooh.
And Mason Lancaster Lynch, 2 for 2 on the face-offs early on. And here's another shot, winding up off the post. Kaufman gave it a go. That one all the way over the fence because of how hard that panged off the left side.
I'm sure that keeper in there is happy that didn't go off of him because that was a rocket.
Royals give it another go. This is another save from Pico.
Ooh.
6 early shots on goal. It doesn't matter how good the goalie is, Gavin. If you can pepper the cage enough, you're gonna see a couple to go through.
Yeah, something's got to go in eventually, especially when you're getting hit with shots all over the place.
Offsides call. That is a heartbreaker because this offense looked like it had a lot of momentum. We'll see what Southport has in store. Scooping it up will be Marcus Lopez, the sophomore. This is a very young team, really both of these squads, but we'll focus first on Southport. Over the last maybe 5 or 6 years, each class has been very senior heavy, and that makes it hard to rebuild you have to rebuild every year. You don't have any consistency because all your players are graduating. Well, this is finally a sophomore and freshman-laden team. It is something that the head coach of the Cardinals, Justin Magbenois, was really excited about. Sure, this season hasn't gone the way they want. They're 0-7 to this point, but he finally is able to build a roster, build continuity, and, he says he's over the moon about what these next couple of years can look like at Southport. And you know what? You can say very similar things about Roncalli.
Yeah, I think this Southport team, I see a lot of the similarities with that we had as our sophomore 3 years ago, our class that was very young and inexperienced and, frankly, not very good. And
Xavier Skaggs 2X. Here's a shot attempt. Ooh. Just barely missing. As you were, partner. The first shot on goal for Southport.
That was a good shot. It looks like Welt came out of goal and kind of leveled Alfredo there.
Each team certainly dealing with turnovers as they battle the rain. I think I'll stop counting. Ground ball goes out of bounds. This should go Roncalli's way, and it will.
I'm sure we'll see a lot of the slipping and sliding as we saw there.
And just simply trading turnovers within a 5-second span. I grab it and then lose it, and then you grab it and then you lose it, and it's just a big fight.
Yeah, it looks like almost the same as what we saw when we played Perry a couple weeks ago. Turnover after turnover.
I hate to say that, place the blame on myself, but I think every game we've done this year has had some sort of rain implication.
Yeah, raining before, quite heavily after that Brebeuf game on Monday. It started pouring down after that game.
And we had rain throughout the afternoon that day as well.
Yeah.
And, of course, the Perry game, they had to delay it 45 minutes because of rain. And so to your point, yeah, we've seen maybe a little bit more sloppy lacrosse on this network because of the wet conditions. Here comes Angel Flores trying to go coast to coast. He gets pushed back to X. Here's Ethan Lentz now with it.
Sloppy lacrosse is the best lacrosse to watch. It's fun to watch because it's close the entire game. You hate to watch a blowout as a fan.
Here's Merrick with some crafty moves, and he finds the back of the net. Two straight for the Royals, and Merrick now with 75 career points.
That was some crafty stick work there. He put his stick in his other hand, brought it back in, and put it just past the goalie. That's our senior on senior night here getting his first goal.
2-0 Roncalli. He continues to etch his name in the allure of Royal history. He has had one heck of a career, and it does not end tonight, but it ends on this field tonight. Of course, the Royals will play Park Tudor on the road next week. This faceoff flies about. That means the Royals get it. Now, as the resident faceoff specialist and, well, Gavin, the career leader in faceoffs, Juan, what did we just see there? Why was it awarded to Roncalli?
Well, the one of the Southport attackmen there stepped over the 30-yard line before they were released, so then that just gives us the win there, which, as a face-off, I hated when that happened because I like fighting for the ball.
Yeah,
but,
I bet.
A face-off win is a face-off win.
Long stick here for the Royals' Samuel Dressman. We know he wanted to score plenty last game. Maybe now some more with the senior night implications. Back to X goes Cooper Lobsinger.
I got to say, though, after seeing him shoot a couple times against Brebeuf, I don't think it's very likely he'll get a goal here tonight, but I'd love to see it.
By the way, Merrick, who has it now, leads the team in goals this season with 22. He's got 52 career goals now. We talked about now 75 career points. Not bad. We've made much to do about the number he wears in number 11, that legacy number with Roncalli Lacrosse. Look at that spin cycle. Soft touch, the shot, it's a save.
I'd say 75 points for Brendan is really good, especially considering the midfielder role he plays, and generally the attackmen on the offense get more goals, as we saw last year and 2 years before that with Will Call, the senior, who broke 100 career points, and then Rufus Parrott last year and Daniel Rosario both breaking 100 career points, all three being attackmen.
Who would you consider to be the greatest Royal to wear number 11?
Well, I've only seen Brendan, Thomas, Tommy Ock from last year, and then Scott Burke. I'd say from a teammate standpoint, I think Tommy, but I think Scott Burke was the greatest lacrosse player to ever come out of here.
Wow. Well, here's why I ask this, because of Tommy Ock, who gave the Legacy 11 now to Brendan, right?
Yeah.
He had 75 career points. No, I'm sorry, 76 career points, and now Merrick has 75. He's one shy. Isn't that incredible?
That is, but I think it's even more incredible. Tommy only played offense for 2 seasons and got that many points.
Goodness.
And
that is a good point.
His first year, he played D-mid. That was his sophomore year when me, him, and a couple other sophomores started playing.
Skaggs, too, actually loses it. Look at that flip there, right into Welt's net, and now the Royals are off and running. Kudos to Cooper Lobsinger. That was incredible. With 2 guys on him, Gavin, and instead of trying to clear it, he just put a nice little easy touch right to his goalie to take it and throw it.
Yeah, that's definitely the smart move to do there. I don't think a lot of players have necessarily the IQ to even think of doing that because you get so tunnel vision on getting the ball out of there. You just want to run it.
By the way, as you could see there on the Marion scoreboard, 5:20 left in the first quarter. Be remiss if we didn't point out maybe a couple of keys to victories as you've seen the first 7 minutes of the game expire, and to think about what's to come. What do you think the big keys to victory are today, Gavin? Brought to you by Kids Abilities.
Cleaning up the awry passes. I think getting these ground balls on the first time, especially off these faceoffs that recently have seemed very sloppy to me, and just obviously putting the ball on the goal. That's always what you got to do to win the game.
Tried to do it there. It's Quentin Gordon, who scored a goal on Monday in the game you and I had broadcasted. Here's a big windup and a shot. And a stick save. That was incredible from Pico.
I think we'll see that look several times here tonight.
Whew. We're playing physical. I like it. I don't know how much Sam Dressman likes it, but as he took a tumble there. How about Southport coming up and laying some wood?
Yeah, well, Sam Dressman's a big guy. He's very tall, so I think he'll be able to take it.
Here's Mason Lancaster Lynch with it. He'll charge and try to run a Southport offense that has been a little slow of late, and you can kind of see a reason why is that one just unable to be handled by Skaggs.
Yeah, well, especially in the rain, there's no easy going about Lacrosse.
Here's one lobbed up. Alfredo Rodriguez will fight for it, and it'll go down as a turnover. That long stick, maybe just not quite long enough.
Yeah, you got to think also that Southport attackman was on his hip the whole time trying to get that ball away from him.
And you think about the pass, it was a high lob trying to get over the defender. Well, when you look up, Gavin, and you've got rain pelting down on your eyes, that probably makes it tough too.
Yeah, it definitely does. Getting hit in the eye with a raindrop while you're trying to catch a ball while getting hit.
Here we go. Royals a man up right now. 4-on-3. Oh. Not looking, or else Ethan Lentz could have had his second goal in as many games. That one was drawn up on a whiteboard, and he just wasn't quite ready for it right in front of the goal.
I would have loved to see Felipe take that one in.
He took off like a rocket, didn't he?
Yeah.
Felipe Rodriguez, the junior, maybe as versatile as they come at his position. He's got 3 different positions written down. He dropped his stick. Is that why they're calling this a
yeah, the ball stayed in the stick after he dropped it. So
and how about the reason he dropped it was that big, I don't want to call it a slash,
wrap
right?
check.
But there it is, the big wrap check. Here's Gordon. Trying to make some shifty moves. He loses it.
Oh.
They are letting these gentlemen play some lacrosse. Here we go. Angel Flores with it.
Oh.
The centering pass, and he can't quite handle it. Lentz again. Now he'll take out a body. It's loose and out of bounds. Boy, how about that action down here? You were watching some physical lacrosse.
You got to think that's some of his football player coming out of him there.
It certainly looked like it, didn't it?
Yeah, lower in the shoulder. That's about
like a middle linebacker.
Violent of a hit as you can get without getting the penalty.
And you know what, Gavin? You and I know as a member of this program as soon as last year, you were giving Sam Dressman a lot of gout for the amount of penalties he was racking up on Monday. I think that, maybe the officiating crew just didn't let them get away with as much. I think if he played the same game right now as he did Monday, he wouldn't have a single penalty.
Well, maybe we'll see him lay some boom down. I'm sure he's feeling it after getting hit. I'm sure he wants to get his get back.
Here's Kaufman into the goal. Royals triple up Southport. Trevor Kaufman, the junior, with another one. He is having a great season. Now 17 goals, second on the squad. The timeout called. We will break that one down when
Greenwood Vision Care, your vision is our priority. Dr. Olivia Yankee, Roncalli alum class of 2009, and her team treats you like family with expert eye exams, stylish frames, and personalized care. No rush, no hassle, just friendly service and sharp vision. Isn't it time you saw clearly and felt confident? Call Greenwood Vision Care today at 317-653-5872 to schedule your appointment. Greenwood Vision Care, where eye care feels like home.
Harding Porman is a full-service printing and brand communications company. From creative services and strategy to print, signage, digital output, warehousing and fulfillment, mailing, e-commerce storefronts, and even mobile solutions. They are dedicating to helping their clients get the most out of their brand communication efforts with the quality they can see and results they can be sure of. Get the most out of your brand communications. Certified to be the best, Harding Porman.
Score big for Roncalli every time you swipe with Indiana Members Credit Union. When you use your IMCU Royals debit card for everyday purchases, you're helping fund Roncalli High School athletics with every signature-based transaction. Get your Roncalli Royals debit card free with your free IMCU checking account. Stop by your Southside branch at 5047 Madison Avenue or any IMCU branch near you, or sign up online at imcu.com. Swipe, support, repeat. Go Royals!
When you need the job done right, trust Indiana Electrical Services, your IBEW 481 union contractor. Proud sponsor of Roncalli Athletics, we're here to handle all your electrical needs, big or small. Jeff Russell, class of 99, and David Moran, class of 94, are proud to serve the community they love. And of course, we're cheering on the Royals every step of the way.
Falling.
I'm going to stop us here. Welcome back here, ready to get underway. You see them add the goal that we just saw. We'll talk about that in a moment. Would you tell me, as a face-off guy, is that a Roncalli face-off win right there? Or is that Southport and then a turnover?
No, it's whoever, when they pick it up and then gets called possession to where the attackman can come over, that is who wins the face-off.
So Southport won that one, and then they turned it over?
Yep, that.
Gotcha. So that is their first Southport.
Oh!
How about that? Another goal for the Royals. Quentin Gordon. And now 4 different Roncalli players have put one in the back of the net. And Gavin, I want to ask you about the last two because you were cut off by the commercial. The floor is yours. What did you think of Kaufman's a couple of minutes ago and then what we just saw with Gordon?
Well, they were both just left open, no one guarding them. It seemed like the defense just forgot what they were doing, both on a little bit of a fast break, and they just took advantage of the lackluster defense, and we were both able to put it in the back of the goal.
Now we'll fight for another face-off. Ironic that Southport wins its first face-off, and then 30 seconds later, Roncalli finds the back of the cage. But here we are. A little check from behind, and here's the flag.
I think I would argue to say that was a Southport face-off win. I don't know how the bookkeepers would put it, but I would say.
Well, then I'll mark it down. I'll listen to the leading face-off man in Roncalli history.
Was that a... I think they just put that down for a minute. Cross-check in the back.
And that was against, I believe, Mason Lancaster Lynch.
Yes, the face-off, I believe.
Or is it? They're still trying to sort this out. They don't have anybody in the box right now. And now Lynch, dejected, walks over to the penalty area. The Royals with a good opportunity here. The 4-goal lead and now a man up. And right away, letting it fly, and it's a field goal.
That would be a result of the rain. I think they should look to get it to Nolan Laker here, get him on that wing.
How about Merrick after he shot that? He threw his hand straight up to the sky saying, field goal, as I just joked as well. Here's one to Kaufman. He loads up and scores. It's a goal party at the Mayor's Cup for Roncalli. Kaufman second in the last 60 seconds.
Well, I think we're approaching here the most goals they would have scored this season. I think the most they've scored so far was, I believe, against Fishers at the first game of the year. I think they had 7.
We'll get that number for you. They've put up some good goal numbers the last couple of games. So did they beat Edgewood? Here, I've got the numbers for you. They beat Eastside 13-10 and Edgewood 12-2. So
then I just lied, and I was even at that game too.
As a proud member of the program, I'm going to need you to give your boys a little bit more respect here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was there for that game. That was alumni night. I was honored at that game, and I couldn't remember the score.
Well, it was so surreal, you getting your name announced. Oh, some physicality there, and a much-deserved penalty. Nolan Laker's going to have to head to the penalty box because he clearly was upset, and he turned around and gave a fat cross-check to the Southport defender. We love to see physicality, Gavin, but there are limits, and that one was clear.
Yeah, I also believe that was to the former Royal
Royal.
Southport.
Braden Summers. He's the sophomore with the program his freshman year. And now Southport with a chance. You're down 5 early on. There's still plenty of time. Why not go get a power play goal and see if it can't spark something?
Yeah, they got a minute to get their first goal of the game here, so hopefully they can get something going on offense with the man-up opportunity.
Just the third shot on goal today for Southport. You can put that in perspective. Roncalli has 5 goals total. And 15 shots on goal. Whew. Here we go, Southport with a chance. You mentioned the final 60 seconds of the quarter and a longer penalty, and here's a shot, but it's blocked. And now on the run, it's dropped. Ground ball.
Ooh.
Kicked over. Kaufman will fight for it.
That was a great goose.
Turnover there as the LSM for Southport just not able to handle it. Diego Vera Rosas sees it go out of bounds. And now the Royals could kill this penalty and see if they can't score again in the final 43 seconds of the first quarter on this Marion scoreboard. Kaufman will do some damage. He has not 1 but 2 goals in the last 2.5 minutes. This has been incredible.
Woo. Looks like, though, they might just run this penalty out.
There will be about 10 seconds after the penalty expires where they will have offense.
Ooh. Ooh.
Flores takes a shot, and it goes wide. It's his second SOG today.
Trevor there didn't even have to move to get that chase. He was in great position for that shot.
The penalty is expired. In the final 10 seconds, here comes the extra offender for the Royals. Running out of time. Here will come a long shot. Up top. Ooh. It goes wide. A good save. But after a quarter of play, the Royals do some damage. A 5 spot for the first 12 minutes. We've got second quarter action for you after this. You are watching Roncalli Lacrosse on RMN.
When it comes to physical therapy, you have the freedom to choose your provider. At Indiana Physical Therapy, our experienced therapists will work with you to create a personalized treatment plan tailored to your needs. Whether you're recovering from injury, managing a chronic condition, or looking to improve your sports performance, we've got you covered. Take control of your health and schedule your appointment today at indianapt.com or call us at 317-449-2333.
Since 1947, Indianapolis Fruit has been delivering the freshest fruits, vegetables, and flowers to Midwestern retailers, bringing quality and trust to every produce aisle. With over 170 refrigerated trucks, a premium supply chain, and more than 3,000 SKUs, including organic, ethnic, artisan, and gourmet grab-and-go options. We provide a full-service experience from farm to market. Indianapolis Fruit. Produce a fresh experience.
Welcome back on the Roncalli Media Network with Gavin Guthrie. I'm Nathaniel Finch. Starting quarter number 2. And by the way, we gave you the keys to victory earlier on. I think number 1 is going to be dealing with the rain. We've seen the Royals play pretty well in the rain, as they always do. It's brought to you by Kids Abilities. No limits, only possibilities. Pediatric occupational speech and feeding therapy for children from birth to 21. Going beyond therapy, unlocking each child's full potential at kidsabilitiesindiana.com. And Gavin, you mentioned to me in the break that this Royal team, during your 4 years and really just over the last decade maybe of A.J. Ablog's tenure, 4 years as an assistant, 6 as a head coach, by the way, playing in the rain has been maybe a bit of a specialty for the Royals.
Yeah, I think especially with our team for the last 3 years, I think we've played some of our better games in the rain. Our junior and senior year both started the season at Fishers, just like this year, and it was a downpour, hail, sleet, and snow, and both were very close games. And last year against Bloomington South here, it was a tsunami of rain, and I think we scored almost 25 goals that game against a really strong Bloomington South team. We were able to come out with the win.
The same Bloomington South team, well, I guess, a year or two removed, but Bloomington South is the squad that handed Southport its most recent loss. That was 20-0 earlier this week. Though the Cardinals had a handful of games canceled due to rain, so still a heavy slate in the next week or two. Still 4 more games left for the Cardinals, as they now win their 4th consecutive face-off after Roncalli won the first 3.
He started running the wrong way there for a second.
We flipped quarters and nobody told him. Ground ball still being fought for, and now Southport will have the length of the field to go. Here's a big clear. Royals with that big long stick of Dressman. And now Dressman go play some offense. This is a role that he has been encouraged to take a little bit more often. He's such a talented athlete, and being the senior on this team, if you get it and you've got some room to run, why not?
Might as well.
For now, he heads back to defense.
No one's going to tell him wrong on senior night. He can do whatever he wants almost.
And so can Brendan Merrick, who has it right now. Here's a move, gets open, takes a shot, and it's a stick save, an impressive one at that for Noah Pico. The 17th shot on goal for this Royals squad.
Brendan there was almost able to just get it right back.
All the way, looking at an opportunity. Here's a shot, and it's just barely wide. One of the better looks that the Cardinals have had today. It's Mason Lancaster Lynch, but at the end of the day is still a 0 on that scoreboard. Ball's loose. It is a slippery game ball because of all this rain, and it is brought to you, as always, by Skip Cheeseman Dental Services. Heads up here. You can't see it, but some words exchanged at the 50. And an umpire will come over and talk to Nolan Laker, who has already been given a penalty earlier on. Nothing called here. By the way, Skip Cheeseman, you can smile with confidence. All your dental needs, call Dr. Cheeseman, Skip Cheeseman DDS in Plainfield. And it's a goal! Angel Flores! The prophecy fulfilled. We mentioned it earlier on. He had a goal last game, and there's another one.
Whew. He put quite a lot on that shot. He wound that thing up from the 20-yard line and put all the gas he could on that, and the goalie just had no chance of stopping that one.
How about that for senior day for this young man? He has not been known to rack up the goals, but here he does. It's his 3rd of the season, and he finds the back of the cage on a night that he and 3 others are being honored. Here's the face-off, still being fought for. The Royals appear to have it. By the way, Skip Cheeseman, that's online at CheesemanDDS.com. Now on the run. Can Roncalli play some make it, take it? It's Kaufman. But he's double-teamed over there on the GLE. Now 5 different goal scorers today, by the way, for the Royals.
It looks like they haven't updated the scoreboard, though, yet.
An opportunity here. The Royals continuing to rack up their shots on goal. Look at that little kick shot, but it's blocked well. Kaufman thought he had a look. Great defense there by Marcus Lopez, maybe the biggest guy on this Southport roster. Royals continuing to set up this offense. Maybe Southport with an opportunity.
Ooh.
A hard hit knocks the ball out. Laker undermanned compared to the bigger Hunter Fout. But as we've seen today, this man's got all the fight you need. And now Royals in their offensive zone after the turnover.
Yeah, I think Nolan Laker's got a lot of fight in him, and I think especially on that, it's...
Look out. Woo. Too high.
The lower man always wins, especially on that. He just got his shoulder under his stick and just pried it out there.
Let me ask you this, Gavin. If we had 0 rain, it was sunny out, would that have been a successful goal?
No. I don't think so. He was running away from the goal.
So that's not one we'll chalk up to the weather. That is just his shot selection.
Yeah,
there.
bad shot selection. But,
Kaufman similar, sent it wide.
Sometimes those go in, though, and it looks really cool.
Some more contact here, GLE.
Ooh.
Kaufman will now become the X-Man. He's scored a couple of times from that position. Boy, these guys just fighting. You can tell this Mayor's Cup means something. There's a lot of animosity between these two squads right now. Oh, we get a whistle blown.
Wow.
What'd they call there, Gavin?
That was a ward, but at the same time, Trevor got
whacked.
Looked like almost in the neck. Oh.
Lakers going to have another penalty. And he shakes his head on his way over to the Royal penalty box. Southport with a chance, a man up.
Looks like Nolan must have been practicing with Sam Dressman a little this week.
There it is. There it is. I've been waiting. So now Nolan, are they going to call this a minute?
That might
or just 30?
That might be a 2-minute. That was pretty aggressive. I'm not sure. I mean, I guess we'll see in a minute if he comes out or not.
Now Southport with a chance, an extra attacker. And one of the better Royal players sitting on the sideline. Here comes the Cardinal offense. It's Elijah Vandermoor. Ground ball. Royals on the clear. Here we go. Dressman. He's going to keep running. He'll go try to play some offense now. Lentz with an open look.
Oh, he just...
And now they'll slow down and wait for some help. Of course, the Royals playing a man down right now. Merrick will go way up top, almost at the 50-yard line.
Looks like that. Was that a... Yeah, it was just a 30-second, I believe, because Nolan's back out there on the field.
Both wrong. Here's a look from Gordon.
Oh!
He spikes it in. Quentin Gordon with his second goal.
That was a Canadian goal there. He was using his right hand and shot it on the left side of his body. That's pretty impressive.
And now a 7-0 lead for the Royals as Quentin Gordon finds his second of the half. We could be in line for, if not two, maybe even a handful of hat tricks tonight. This has been a party on Senior Day. And for Gordon, just a sophomore. Boy, is he promising or what?
Yeah, I'd say there's a lot of sophomores on this team that are pretty exciting to watch.
Another face-off won by Southport. Here's a shot. It goes wide. Welt, the freshman goalie, we can't say enough good things about this kid. Sure, we've seen games where, the goal totals have been high, but the potential he has shown as a guy that just picked up the sport in October, and now he is the single-game record holder in saves in that triple overtime win against Columbus North with 21. He is going to show, if he continues to grow the way that he has this season, imagine what he's going to look like his senior year. He could be one of the best in the state.
Yeah, I think we've had a lot of good goalies come through this program, and we even have I believe his name was Nolan Hoffman, who played, I'm not sure what year he graduated, but he won a national championship in lacrosse 2 years ago.
Was that with Lenore Ryan? Where'd he go?
Yeah, I think it was Lenore Ryan. He started basically the whole season, but then he got benched going into the playoffs. So
yikes!
He got them there, but
Gavin, maybe you didn't need to include that part of the story.
Yeah,
could have left that one to the imagination.
Yeah, well,
boy, we get a full tackle. We are
no.
absolutely going to have some flags flying here. My goodness, is there animosity? Is there tension? Is there a rivalry here or what?
I don't know if that's necessarily a rivalry or just bad lacrosse, getting frustrated that it's not going their way, and they just take it out on us because they're just not as skilled right now as we are playing.
Royals with a 7-goal advantage here midway through the second Marion scoreboard, and now playing with a man up as Southport's Marcus Lopez visibly upset over in the penalty box.
I'm not sure, but that could be a 2-minute because he
Now,
pushed
Gavin,
him down
we
and
said this
crawled
last
over
time,
him.
and it was a 30-second, so we have lost all
We'll
of our
see.
credibility. We're calling Wolf. Here's a shot from up top. Why need the rest of your team when you are Brendan Merrick, but he can't get it to go?
That's the,
Merrick will wind up again.
That's the number 11 motto there.
Now, I'm going to ask you this as we go. As
Ooh.
Laker takes a shot, it's blocked by the shin of the defender, the former Royal in Braden Summers, who now comes up a bit gimpy. Probably not because he's injured, but more just because he is stinging with that shot.
Yeah, that could not have felt good, especially when it's kind of cold out here in the rain.
We've talked about the meaning of the number 11 here in this Royal program. Any idea, any guesses, any inklings on who could be the next number 11? As Kaufman takes a shot, his name will certainly be in the running.
Yeah, I got to be honest. Last year I thought Tommy was going to give it to Nolan, and Brendan was kind of a shock to me because he was going into his senior year, and I felt like they should give it to a
junior.
No, not even just a junior, more underclassman that'll have a couple more years to run with it. But I think obviously Nolan,
Quentin Gordon would be a good opportunity.
Gavin Guthrie, maybe even Felipe, or obviously your goalie who's been doing incredible, Trevor Well. I don't think there's any wrong in giving it to him.
Kaufman loads up again.
Woo!
This one blocked and sent high. He did not get the full look as he wanted to. How about Abel Mejia with a beautiful block there with with that long stick?
Yeah, that was definitely a field goal from deep there.
Up top, Merrick fakes the pass, shoots it, and scores. He goes underneath.
Might as well. Why not on senior night? Just wind it up from wherever you want.
Goal number 2 for Brendan Merrick. He has been nothing short of incredible. Career goal number 53, career point number 76.
You know, next door we got Tommy Ock, who is the number 11 doing the announcing right now. So maybe we should inform him that Brendan's about to overtake him. Whew.
On the run after the Royals win the faceoff. Here comes Odom. And why not take a shot here, buddy?
Love to see a
He does, and a goal. The faceoff goal.
Yes, you love to see the Fogo goal. Go back and win another one and do it again.
Incredible stuff. And what did you see there? Brendan Merrick immediately went and tackled him out of excitement.
I mean, the Fogo goal is none other in lacrosse, only maybe to the goalie goal, but that it'll hype the team up. I think running down there, taking it by yourself, no one but him touched the ball there, and he got the goal there. I think it's incredible. Last year against Southport, I was able to get two.
Two of them.
Two
Okay.
of them. I was pretty upset. I was trying to get the hat trick, and
Here comes Laker. Laker gears up and sends it wide. Now, you think if you could have maybe played a little bit better here, Gavin, maybe you win on. Maybe your senior night goes better. If you could score a couple that you talked about how you guys couldn't win on senior night, maybe if you had a couple Fogo goals then it would have helped your team out.
Yeah, we played a strong Park Tudor team, and I think knowing I'm not quite the offensive shooter as some of the other players on our team, I wasn't necessarily looking to shoot that game. I think playing against a team like Southport, I was more confident to shoot against.
Gordon with a shot. It goes wide. The 31st shot on goal.
Whew.
26th, actually. I missed a tally group there. Keeping hand stats, and sometimes you mess up. That's all right. Here's a goal from up top. It is Brendan Merrick. The hat trick on senior night for the Legacy.
Whew. Might as well.
It is a goal-scoring party at Bob Tolley Field.
Yeah, and Southport is not invited. It's a party in the back of the net, and we did not invite Southport.
Now the 10th goal in a row for the Royals to start this one off. Though Southport wins a face-off, trying to get a Fogo goal of their own.
Oh, no.
Mason Lancaster Lynch can't quite. Quick change for the Cardinals. Now they're ready to run their offense after just their 5th shot on goal of the contest. That is incredible. Royals have double the number of goals as their counterparts do shots. And now on the run comes Dressman. Look for him to try to play some offense here. A little 4-on-3. Royals on a fast break, and it's a goal!
Yes!
For the long stick midfielder and the senior. And we've been calling for it for a couple of games. But Sam Dressman finds the back of the net.
That is his second only career goal. I think that having a face-off goal 2 goals ago and now a deep hole goal, that has just got to be absolutely devastating for Southport. Getting some of the most uncommon goals almost back-to-back there. Now we just got to hope Trevor Welk can coast it and get one himself.
That sounds like a good idea to me. The announcer approves. We've had 4 goals in the last minute and a half for Roncalli. They have absolutely opened this one up. And now, why not add another one? Ooh. Forgot to take the ball with him. Lobsinger loses it.
Well, it looks like Trevor's over there on the sideline, not playing offense here.
Angel Flores already has 1 goal. He's a senior. He looks for another one. Lobs it ahead to his teammate instead, and Lentz can't corral it. And a decent crowd here on senior night. You got to laud the crowd for showing up with their umbrellas and supporting these 2 squads in consistent rain all contest long. They're being treated to a good one if they are fans of the Royal Blue and White.
Ooh. Nolan is just getting absolutely targeted with some abuse here. You got to wonder if they were scouting him.
If not pregame, at least once you get going and you see the hothead that young man has had tonight, why wouldn't you if you can get away with him, take a couple extra checks and pushes and whatnot. That was Andrew Landavary with the Cardinals. Royals gifted with some time to set their defense here because Southport was trying to bring it in from the wrong area. And now we're ready to go.
Looks like we were at least able to a little bit work on our ride that on Monday was almost non-existent against Brebeuf. Now,
yeah, absolutely. Flores trying to get the assist. Shoved to the ground. He has already been called with a penalty. He has done this a couple of times. Marcus Lopez is trying to find out what he can get away with, and he knows the line. Whistle blown. Timeout called. And you got to imagine there'll be a couple of words from A.J. Ablog over to the referee saying, hey, that's it. That's probably all he's going to say.
Providing comfort for families in their time of need is the main concern of the staff at Lauk Veldhoff Funeral Home. We are a small family-owned firm and take great pride in the personal service we offer and the family-like atmosphere at our facility. At Lauk Veldhoff, we only serve one family at a time, providing compassionate care and affordable options, truly part of your community. Lauk and Veldhoff Funeral and Cremation Services. Call 317-636-6655.
When it comes to coin laundry, Laundry and Tan Connection stands out as Indiana and Kentucky's biggest and best. With cleaner, more spacious and user-friendly facilities, they lead the way in laundry services. But that's not all. They're also the area's premier tanning salon, offering top-notch tanning facilities at competitive prices and the best hours around. Discover why Laundry and Tan Connection is the top choice for both laundry and tanning by visiting laundryandtan.com.
Here we go. Back here on the Roncalli Media Network with Gavin Guthrie. I am Nathaniel Finch, ready to get the final 3 minutes here underway. That's 2:55 exactly on the Marion scoreboard. Marion University, just 10 minutes from downtown Indianapolis, a premier Catholic university committed to excellence in learning, excelling in teaching, research, and scholarly activities. Marion.edu, where you can become a knight. And Gavin, your impressions of the way this Royal team has played over the last 2 quarters. 11-0. To your point, this will be the most goals they score. They're 2 tallies shy of their season high of 13.
Yeah, I think they're coming out pretty strong. I think the last couple of games there was just a lack of getting shots on goal. I think I said last week or on Monday against Brebeuf that they just weren't getting shots on goal, and well, it looks like
28. That'll do.
It'll do, and scoring 11 of them, it's
a good percentage.
Quite the shot percentage there.
And that's a real strategy when you play some of these teams maybe that don't have as many wins. If you could just pepper the goal, maybe when you're playing a squad like Guerin and like Chittard, you need to find the right shots. But sometimes when you have a little bit more of an inexperienced goalie there and a team that doesn't have his defense set up maybe as good as some other squads, if you can just pepper the goal, that's got to be one of the keys written on the whiteboard by Coach Ablog, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%. And, I mean, just taking advantage of the mistakes that they give us, like hopefully we can do right now.
Here's a chance for Southport offensively. Undermanned, but on the run, trying to create something with the frenetic style of offense. In transition, it is Hunter fought with it, and he fights with the Royal defender, Benjamin Haas. Nice look at defense here by the Royals, but it's scooped back up for Southport Elijah Vandermoor. Out of bounds. They'll give it to Roncalli.
That looked like almost he could have picked that one up there, but I think he thought maybe we touched it. But, you know, we'll never know.
Hey, a little bit later on will be the O'Reilly Branson halftime show. We'll break down what we saw in half number 1, and we will preview half number 2. We've got some stats for you, some keys to half number 2. That is all on the way, and we call it the O'Reilly Branson halftime show with Gavin Guthrie. I'm Nathaniel Finch. The Mayor's Cup is on the line tonight. If you want to see what the trophy looks like, I posted a picture of it on X, that is on the app formerly known as Twitter. You can also participate in our Royal Shoutouts, which is, of course, brought to you by the Kennel at Arbor Lane. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Let me know you're watching, and we'll give you a shout-out here. But at the very least, just go check out this cool trophy that has stayed at Roncalli for each of the last 3 years. My handle, by the way, Finch_PXP. To see that trophy that is currently at the 50-yard line and ready to go.
You know, fun fact, our team actually broke the top of that trophy off. Yeah. Yep, we Elmer's glued it on before the game last year, and then we broke it again.
Now, did you tell Southport that such an event happened?
I am.
Because now if they break it, let's say they win it in a year or two and they break it, you can go hard at them and say, hey, you need to buy us a new trophy. You broke it, aren't they?
You know, I am really unsure if Coach Ablog said anything about it.
Well, Coach Ablog is hoping that it stays at Roncalli permanently. Of course, the Royals winning 13 of the first 16 games of this all-time matchup. The very first program win for Roncalli, and Gavin, you know this, was against Southport. So we talk about how much this game means. It is big time between these two programs.
You know, I got to be honest, I did not know that.
I like finding these things that even the former alum of the program doesn't know. That's how you know your guy's done some decent research. Yeah. Here's a look from Eric.
A lot of the history of lacrosse here has sort of been no one really kept track of stuff like that.
Merrick has a hat trick. Ooh. Oh, he wanted the +1. Almost, but it's a stick save from Pico. Had to dig it out of the turf. There we go. Oh, good defense. Double teamed, and Dressman was knocked back. He'll fight for it. Ground ball, still fighting for it. Stick on the ground, still fighting for it. And now the Royals with a chance. 15 seconds left on that Marion scoreboard. Quentin Gordon, who, by the way, searches for a hat trick as well. I'll be saying that for a handful of different guys on this roster. 5 seconds. Back to X. Can we get a score from X? 1 second. Here we go. Ooh. Great save. Good blocking effort from Andrew Landaveri, the defender of Southport. And after 2 quarters of play, all Roncalli in the Mayor's Cup. 11-0 the Royal lead against the neighborhood rivals Southport as we move on to the second half. Before that, we've got the O'Reilly Branson halftime show. We will talk about it as we go with the former Royal Gavin Guthrie. I'm Nathaniel.
Marian University wants to know, what are you made of? At Marian University, our students are made of character and faith. Our students are service-minded and want to make a difference in the world. Our students possess the skills and intellect required of leaders. Come to Marian University, Indy's premier Catholic university, and let us help you find out what you're made of. You can apply for free today at marian.edu.
Since 1988, McGee and Company Fine Jewelers has been Greenwood's trusted, family-owned jeweler, helping you celebrate life's most memorable moments. From bridal sales and insurance appraisals to custom designs and expert repairs, we're a full-service jewelry store. And if you don't see exactly what you're dreaming of, our award-winning designers will create it just for you. McGee and Company Fine Jewelers, built on service, dedicated to quality. Visit us at 880 U.S. Highway 31 North in Greenwood, just across from the Greenwood Park Mall, or online at mcgeejewelers.com.
Family owned and operated since 1971, O'Reilly Branson Funeral Service and Crematory has been dedicated to serving families with the utmost dignity and compassion. The staff at O'Reilly Branson are experts in pre-planning, cremation, and at-need funeral arrangements, and have a long history of supporting your Roncalli Royals. Your wishes are honored to the finest detail, allowing you to celebrate the life and cherished memories of your loved ones. For more information, visit O'ReillyBranson.com. O'Reilly Branson, where our Catholic family serves your Catholic family.
At Peterman, we are raising the bar for home service.
We host classes nearly every working day,
with thousands of hours of training invested in our field professionals each year.
So you know when Peterman shows up, you're about to receive expert care.
Homeownership is already stressful enough.
So when it comes to peace of mind for your home,
trust Peterman to get it done.
And for a limited time, get a free furnace from us.
Visit PetermanHVAC.com for details and to schedule.
Hey, welcome back. This is the O'Reilly Branson Funeral Home Halftime Show. With Gavin Dolworth, I am Nathaniel Finch. Gavin, the all-time leader in career face-off wins for this Roncalli boys lacrosse team. And Gavin, you've got to be beaming with pride with the way the Royals have played tonight in this rivalry game, the Mayor's Cup, and it has been all Roncalli early on.
Yeah, I mean, they've just been able to dominate, getting quite more shots on goals than Southport's able to, and goals win games, and if you can't get shots on goals, you're not going to be able to win the game. And I think even being able to see a face-off goal and a pole goal is quite impressive, especially in this young of a team. Obviously, the senior Sam Dressman being able to get a goal on senior night is really special, especially him being a defender. Isn't as common for them to be able to get a goal on their senior night. Hopefully, we'll be able to see a couple more seniors get some goals. I believe every senior has scored.
Ethan Lentz is still awaiting his first goal opportunity, but the other three have, to your point.
He's got to be able to get one. He's, being on offense, on the attack, he's got to be able to get one.
This is the O'Reilly Branson Funeral Home Halftime Show. Family-owned since the early 70s. O'Reilly Branson dedicated to serving you with the utmost dignity and compassion. Celebrate the life and cherished memories of your loved ones with O'ReillyBranson.com. Let's take a look at some of these statistics. And you mentioned how 3 of the 4 seniors have already scored. We have had a plethora of different goal scorers. It started with Gavin Guthrie, the sophomore, who, as more of a defender, we were kind of surprised that he came in and was the first guy to open up the scoring 2 minutes into the contest. Brendan Merrick then scored early on in the first quarter. He would go on to record a hat trick, and just one half, he is certainly looking for more blood as one of the leaders of this program and a senior. After that, Trevor Kaufman, the junior, he scores the game's 3rd goal near the end of the first quarter. It will be a promising minute stretch, a 60-second stretch for Kaufman, who scores 2 goals in the final couple of minutes of that first quarter. By the way, Quentin Gordon also has a pair of goals, so Kaufman looking for a hattie, Gordon a goal away from a hattie. This has been some incredible stuff from this boys lacrosse team. Then Angel Flores came in and got you out of your chair, Gavin, because 2 minutes into the second quarter, he finds the back of the net with what was one heck of a shot. How fast, what speed do you think that thing registered at? Because it had to have been
70s to 80s.
At least over 60. It was an incredible shot from a guy that is a primary defender, doesn't take a lot of them. after that, Gordon, by the way, with his second. Mentioned his name earlier. Merrick with his second, and then third toward the end of that second period. And the one you talked about that was maybe the most surprising and certainly got you out of your chair was the Fogo, who decided not to get off, but to face off and then go score a goal. Jonah Odom Jr. scooped it up at the face-off X and took it to length without a single pass. That was beautiful. And then Dressman finished off the scoring in half number one with about 4 minutes left as the senior defender doesn't score a ton. You said just his second career goal, and he finds the back of the net. And what has been a special start to senior day for Roncalli. Luckily for the Royals, still 2 more quarters to play, and maybe for Southport a chance to get some back. We will see after this. We're going to step aside, and when we come back ready for second half action, it's the O'Reilly Branson halftime show with Gavin Dole.
Do you know 80% of Americans don't floss daily, risking gum disease, bad breath, and even tooth loss? At Skip Cheeseman DDS, we believe your dental health is worth protecting, from routine cleanings and wisdom tooth removal to implants and IV sedation. Dr. Cheeseman and his caring team combine experience with comfort, so you can smile with confidence. Call 317-839-2088 or visit Cheeseman.com today. Skip Cheeseman DDS, caring for smiles, caring for you, and a proud supporter of the Roncalli Royals.
Since 1970, Piazza Produce has grown from a single truck operation into a trusted, family-owned produce partner, bringing exceptional quality and unmatched service to the food service industry. We deliver the ingredients chefs count on. With refrigerated GPS-tracked trucks covering more than 150 cities across the Midwest, Piazza Produce ensures your kitchen never runs out because service is everything. Piazza Produce, fresh from our family to yours. Visit piazzaproduce.com.
At Vision Quest Eye Care, we want to see what you see. For more than 25 years, we've offered eye exams for the whole family and care for a range of eye diseases and conditions. Pick out your glasses and sunglasses in our stunning new optical shop staffed with friendly faces. Visit us at our Greenwood and Fishers offices and schedule your visit at visionquesteyecare.com. That's visionquesteyecare.com. We want to see what you see.
Are you looking for a company that cares about meeting your financial needs? Werner Financial is the place for you. Our owner, Jason Werner, is a proud Roncalli member of the class of 2005 and has extensive knowledge and experience ensuring your investments are customized to fit your goals. The Werner Financial team is one that works for you and will handle your assets with precision and confidence. Our goal is for you to not only feel secure in your finances, but also to see real growth. Visit wernerfinancial.com to set up your meeting today and get started on your
about buying or selling land? Maybe a hunting paradise, some productive farmland, or a cozy home with some elbow room? Then look no further than Bill and Jay Miner, your Whitetail Properties land specialists. These Roncalli alums know West Central and South Central Indiana like the back of their hands. Don't wait. Call Bill and Jay today at 317-446-9500 or at 317-370-2422 or visit their agent profiles at whitetailproperties.com.
This broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Roncalli Media Network. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or any other use of this presentation without the express written consent of Roncalli High School is prohibited. Thank you for watching on the Roncalli Media Network.
Need the job done right? Trust Indiana Electrical Services, your IBEW 481 union contractor. Proud sponsor of Roncalli Athletics, we're here to handle all your electrical needs, big or small. Jeff Russell, class of 99, and David Moran, class of 94, are proud to serve the community they love. And of course, we're cheering on the Royals every step of the way. Indiana Electrical Services, powering your home, your business, and your school spirit.
Whether you're heading out of town or just need trusted care for your pets, look no further than the Kennel at Arbor Lane. With spacious indoor and outdoor accommodations, a caring staff, and a commitment to treating every dog like family, the Kennel at Arbor Lane is where pets feel right at home. From short stays to extended boarding, your four-legged friends will be safe, happy, and loved. Give yourself peace of mind and your pets the care they deserve. The Kennel at Arbor Lane, a proud supporter of Roncalli Athletics. Visit thekennelatarbor.lane.com.
Welcome back. The O'Reilly Branson halftime show comes to a close with Gavin Dolworth. I'm Nathaniel Finch, ready to get the second half started of the Mayor's Cup. Let's start with some keys to the second half. Brought to you by Kids Abilities. No limits, only possibilities.
Okay, well, I think obviously our defense has been playing very well. I think we got to keep that up, keep Southport from being able to score and get a shutout here on senior night and our Mayor's Cup, and obviously keep getting our shots on goal, putting goals in the back of the net. I think, we've been doing better about our turnovers. We haven't had as many in the second quarter that we did in the first, and obviously we're able to take advantage of Southport's mistakes, and that has led to the score here.
Kids Abilities, no limits, only possibilities. Pediatric occupational speech and feeding therapy. Flag flies from birth to 21. Going beyond therapy, unlocking each child's full potential at kidsabilitiesindiana.com. Looking to gear up for a shot. Merrick, shake and bake. Then he takes a shot. It hits the post. And now we will check on the penalty. It looks like a cross-check over there.
I believe that was a slash on
was it?
77.
So this would be his second penalty. He has certainly been towing the line, and there he finds it.
Yeah, it looks like he just got Trevor a little high on one of his checks there.
Kaufman with a look. Up top, Merrick. Over to the far wing to Laker. He'll take a shot and hit it. Nolan Laker joins the goal-scoring party. And now the running clock in effect as the Royals up by a dozen.
I think Nolan getting that goal from that corner over there has become almost a little bit of a tradition for us here. Every game he's got one of those.
Had a couple of them, I believe, when we had the game against Perry a couple of weeks ago. Let me ask you this. We have seen this rain as a not extremely hard, but a very steady downpour the entirety of this game. It has not changed one bit. It has not let up. It has not really gotten too much harder. How fun is it to play in conditions like this, or are these guys out here thinking, oh, come on, get this game over with?
Personally, I love playing in bad weather and rain and all the slipping and sliding that
we see right there.
It entails, but I know personally I liked it, but I know a lot of people hate it because, your pads get wet, your cleats are wet, your gloves. And you can't dry lacrosse pads in the dryer. So if you don't let them air out, it's just gonna be smelling mildewy and be wet for probably the rest of the week.
Some help comes as the Royals start to set up the offense. Brendan Merrick with 3 goals already, and the Royals have already scored this half a minute in. Here's the pass over to the far wing. It goes awry. And now here comes the clear. Royals riding them. Kudos to Charles Hazard, who came in, helped on offense, then right there tried to help on defense for the Royals. Now Southport with a look. At the goal, the shutout remains intact. What a save, the best of the day so far from Trevor Welch, the freshman goaltender.
Is that his first actual shot that's hit him?
He has had 1 or 2 softly taking shots on goals. But to your point, he has not had to work too hard. Just the 6th shot on goal today for the team in red. Now back to X. It's a turnover, or is it? Ball's still loose right in front of that net, and now the Royals will probably lose it again. It's still saved. Well done, Alex Hazard. Both the Hazard brothers making some good plays here to start half number 2. We'll fight for it on the far boundary. Ground ball scooped up, or is it? Still loose.
It looked like he was trying to hit it over the...
You could tell. Oh! What a smack, and this one will result in a penalty. And, boy, that was a hard hit. That looked like a hockey hit, and they won't let it fly. As a guy nice and warm and safe up here, no bruises, I kind of like seeing that, but the referees say that, no, that's too much. And John Elpers heads to the box. Royals with a man up.
That was a pretty aggressive hit there and a little bit, not necessarily all the way in the back, but back shoulder.
He didn't have time to prepare for it. He couldn't really see it coming, right?
Yeah.
Now the Royals a man up. after they were probably about to lose the ball anyway. So this gives them a little bit of an advantage. Here's a strong shot by Kaufman, who can shoot it maybe as hard as anybody. He's been clocked over 80 miles an hour. That one fast, but his last couple kind of went a little too high. The 30th shot on goal today for the Royals. Now Brendan Merrick, who has been crafty as can be today, and really during his entire 4-year career. He'll load up, and he'll back off. The penalty expires.
Oh.
And a shot goes wide, and the goaltender for Southport and Pico went trying to win the chase. He can't. Here come the Royals again. Back to X. It's Gordon. He'll float one over to Laker, who climbs a ladder. Merrick up top will await the pass. Instead, Laker says, I'll take it myself, and he has it snatched away, though the Royals keep it. It's Angel Flores. Goes GLE, and now back over to X. Here we go. Gordon loads up. To the wing again. Laker with a shot. He scored from there earlier.
Oh, no. That's
flag flies.
Never good. Looks like that was either on Laker or 0 on Southport. They got in a little bit of had some words exchanged there.
So the referee put his arm straight out to his side. What does that sign mean?
I don't know. It looks like that's either offsetting penalties and Southport's pulling 0 or... Yeah, so that was on 0. Unsportsmanlike, potentially. I don't know what the T means.
To the sin bin goes Landavari, and he has been absolutely jawing with Laker this entire contest. That has been well documented. Kaufman on the right wing. Strong shot goes awry. Boy, eventually he's going to find his hat trick in that regard, because it is not for the lack of trying. And frankly, Gavin, he's had a couple of open looks there.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you shoot that hard, sometimes it is kind of hard to be accurate with it. You sacrifice your accuracy for that power that can zip it by basically anybody.
Up top, the shot and a stick save. Kudos to Noah Pico. You see the score. It hasn't been quite his night, but he has had some fantastic saves, and he shows the flashes that could lead him to being a strong senior goaltender next season. On the clear, here come the Cardinals. Alfredo Rodriguez with the tight defense on Skaggs, who takes a shot, and it's blocked. How about the defense of the Royals? Southport wins the chase.
That's the good physical defense that you love to see.
Another shot and another save into the net of Welt, and he'll now run away from the pressure.
I'd almost say that wasn't even a shot there. He was pretty far out, getting guarded pretty good there, and he still decided to shoot it.
Well, listen, Gavin, when you have only accrued 7 shots on goal, you got to give him the 8th. You just got to do it. You got to close your eyes and write down the extra tally. It has been, unfortunately, one of those days for the Southport Cardinals. Here's a tight pass and maybe a little ill-advised.
Well, you got to think, I'm sure Brendan knows Ethan doesn't have his goal yet, and he's trying to maybe force feed him the ball there, hoping he can get one in there.
Dressman at midfield. Now he'll take off running. Does he get another goal? And it's a grounder that goes just off to the right.
Ooh, that was a close call. I think that might have been Southport's ball, but you know.
Royals will officially win the chase, though maybe unfounded. Here comes the help for both squads. Loose ball, Merrick can't get it. But Gordon does not. It's snatched away. And it will be awarded to the Royals. Mason Lancaster Lynch applying the defense.
Might have been a loose ball push there.
Timeout called by A.J. Ablog, and year number 6 at the helm of this program. 4 years as an assistant before that. And, of course, the leader of this Roncalli Media Network. We step aside and back in a moment with Gavin Dolworth.
Kids' abilities, we believe in one simple truth. No limits, only possibilities. Our dedicated team offers pediatric occupational, speech, and feeding therapy focused on sensory regulation, building intrinsic motivation, and making meaningful connections for children from birth to 21. We go beyond therapy. We support families, celebrate achievements, and unlock each child's fullest potential. Kids' abilities. where possibilities become realities. Visit kidsabilitiesindiana.com.
Marian University wants to know, what are you made of? At Marian University, our students are made of character and faith. Our students are service-minded and want to make a difference in the world. Our students possess the skills and intellect required of leaders. Come to Marian University, Indy's premier Catholic university, and let us help you find out what you're made of. You can apply for free today at marian.edu.
Silly shots.
Family owned and operated since 1971, O'Reilly Branson Funeral Service and Crematory has been dedicated to serving families with the utmost dignity and compassion. The staff at O'Reilly Branson are experts in pre-planning, cremation, and at-need funeral arrangements, and have a long history of supporting your Roncalli Royals. Your wishes are honored to the finest detail, allowing you to celebrate the life and cherished memories of your loved ones. For more information, visit O'ReillyBranson.com. O'Reilly Branson, where our Catholic family serves your Catholic family.
Since 1970.
Stand by. Welcome back on the Roncalli Media Network as we continue here in the third period. And if you're watching and thinking, wait a minute, the Royals scored 11 goals in the first half and only one so far in the first 7.5 minutes of play. Gavin, what do you tell fans like that as to why?
Well, I don't think it is necessarily any
Up top and goal number 4 for Brendan Merrick.
Oh, no horn. I don't necessarily think
a coordinated attack on Gavin Dolworth. I love it.
They got to be watching the stream and heard me start talking. But I don't necessarily think it is anything Southport's defense has changed doing. I think it is we are taking some different looks that we aren't necessarily going to put in the back of the net every time. I think we're taking more chances. Obviously, I think a little bit of that is trying to feed Ethan Lentz the ball because he's still the senior to not have scored a goal yet. And I think obviously that's on the back of everybody's minds, got to get Ethan his goal here in the next quarter and 3 minutes.
Face-off awarded to Southport. It was a new face-off man in for the Royals in Felipe Rodriguez, who had taken a decent chunk of the face-offs all season, and he just lays some wood right there. So he loses the face-off, but, well, maybe he wins a battle there. Now on the run. Here come the Royals. It is Cooper Willis, and he is knocked to the ground. Royals keep it. Here we go. Laker on that far wing in his designated spot. He'll wait for some help. Now Merrick will make the change and get Roncalli started back on the attack. That goal from Brendan Merrick, now a Hattie +1, broke a scoreless drought of about 6.5 minutes. And now he tries to go with the underhand backward shot, and he can't get it to go. What would be the slang term for a shot like that, the way he just shoved it?
A shovel shot, I believe, is what they call that. And that was, like I said, one of the interesting shots we're taking here, up 13 now.
Angel Flores with an attempt. You know, if he wants to continue to practice that, Gavin, I've got about 3 tons of gravel sitting in my driveway that needs moved this weekend. I wouldn't mind kicking my feet up and watching some PLL if he wants to work on his shovel shot.
Oh, yeah. It is one of the shots that you probably don't see a lot of in practice. That's more of a on-your-own time thing.
Well, he can do that plenty at my house. That's and it's right around the corner from here. He doesn't have to go far. By the way, the PLL getting underway tonight. How about that? The season opener. Always exciting times. The Professional Lacrosse League. Is that right?
Yeah, we got a Premier Lacrosse League.
Premier.
We got about 45 minutes until California and the Archers get underway.
Who's your team?
Carolina Chaos.
There we go.
They play at 10:30.
Be locked into that one tonight. Here's a shot. It goes wide. Another attempt from Nolan Laker looking for his second.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to stay up that late for that one. That is a
duplicate that monster sitting to your left. Might be able to. From X, it's loose. Good defense here from Southport. There are glimpses of hope for this program.
That is.
Merrick will chase it down.
I hate to say this, but, you know, I've seen that before. Southport, that is just one of the, just get this out of here. I'm tired of playing defense.
Yeah. Let me just take a breath. Gordon looks to scoop it up, though struggling with it. Now he'll get it. Here we go, Quentin Gordon from the right wing. The centering pass, Lentz can't scoop it up. Now Laker with an attempt, and it's blocked. Collapse on that far sideline for Andrew Landaveri.
That had to hurt him. He got hit all shins with Nolan's stick. I'm sure Nolan's not too mad about that because of the jeering they've had going back and forth this whole game.
Here comes Southport.
Oh.
And trying to break some ankles, and unfortunately his own gets snatched. That's what happens on this wet turf. That was Mason Lancaster Lynch, who probably wishes I didn't just read off his name as he hits the turf. Now the Royals get it back. The final second and a final shot, and it's a practice save for Noah Pico. Wouldn't have counted, but he is hyped up to make that catch. And the Royals move on to the final quarter with Southport in the Mayor's Cup. We hand out a trophy after.
Since 1970, Piazza Produce has grown from a single truck operation into a trusted, family-owned produce partner, bringing exceptional quality and unmatched service to the food service industry. We deliver the ingredients chefs count on. With refrigerated GPS-tracked trucks covering more than 150 cities across the Midwest, Piazza Produce ensures your kitchen never runs out because service is everything. Piazza Produce, fresh from our family to yours. Visit piazzaproduce.com.
It's time for the Piazza Produce postgame show on the Roncalli Media Network. Piazza Produce, freshness you can count on.
Your vision from concept to creation. At Gemco Constructors, we're your one-stop partner in commercial construction, from mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems to building automation and post-project service. We deliver projects on time, on budget, and built to last. Innovation, safety, and service. Proud supporter of the Roncalli Royals. Visit wearegemco.com today. Gemco, building your vision. Concept to creation.
A confident smile can change everything, and at Gorman and Bunch Orthodontics, they make that transformation fun, affordable, and easy. Whether it's braces or Invisalign, their expert team helps kids, teens, and adults feel proud of their smile every step of the way. With their convenient Southside location, Dr. Todd Hickman and his team have served our community for over 40 years. Gorman and Bunch Orthodontics, transforming smiles, transforming lives. Proud supporter of Roncalli and Roncalli Athletics.
Back here at Bob Tolley Field, Roncalli Stadium. All Royals in the Mayor's Cup. Boys lacrosse action for you on the Roncalli Media Network. Our scoreboard brought to you as always by Marian University. Just 10 minutes from downtown Indianapolis, a premier Catholic university committed to excellence in learning, excelling in teaching, research, and scholarly activities. That is marian.edu, where you can become a knight. With Gavin Dolworth, I'm Nathaniel Finch. The final 12 minutes nearly consecutively on the way because of the running clock in effect. A 12-goal lead at any point in the second half at Naxit, and it will never stop aside from timeouts and injuries. Scooping this one up. Still fighting for it. Some physical nature of this contest.
Flag down there on.
And you can take your pick on which action caused it, because there were hits left and right, and certainly plenty of culprits.
That push with possession, I believe, is that one. I understood that ref signal there.
It's because it happened to a Fogo guy, so of course you knew. That's your bread and butter.
Also probably been called for that one a few too many times. Personal experience on that one.
Setting up the box and one defense. And we'll wait for the cue and get moving. Of course, the clock will continue to roll.
You got to wonder what's taking them so long down there.
Does nobody have a ball? That's the case. They got to go chase down a ball. Everybody looking at each other saying, who's got it, who's going to start it? Now we're ready to roll. Starting the fourth quarter. Southport with it. It's Mason Lancaster Lynch looking for their first goal of the night because they will not get their first win of the season tonight. Of course, still 4 more chances at that next week. This one well over the head of the intended target. Ethan Lentz steps up and a whistle blows.
Whew, they have 4 games next week.
So because they were supposed to have 2 others this week that were canceled, so they pushed them back. One of them being the game against Perry. They're not going to miss that. So, yeah.
That's a huge rivalry game there, the Battle of the Birds.
Here's a goal, and it's a hat trick for Trevor Kaufman. 2 goals in a 1-minute period up in the first. Nothing since then, despite a handful of shots until now. Give the junior his hattie.
You know, you had to see that one coming. I don't think Trevor was going to accept leaving here without his hat trick tonight. And it looks like he just got pulled, too. So that will be his last goal of the night.
A 6-minute drought for the Royals on the scoreboard. And, of course, we say that typically, you know, if you go 6 minutes in between scoring, you're still probably doing all right. But the way that they racked up some goals with 11 in the first half, Southport has done a better job defensively slowing down the Royals. And to your point, Gavin, maybe a little bit of the Royals trying some things out. And maybe one of those instances of trying things out was Kaufman trying to get his hattie. Now he's got it. Awarded to the Royals. Here we go. Who else is looking for a shot? The only senior who is yet to score tonight, and he stands right now around X.
No.
And he wasn't looking, or he could have had it there. It's Ethan Lentz trying to win the chase. They'll give it to Southport. Lentz is chopping at the bit to get his chance.
Yeah, you know, you got to think, especially considering he scored last week against a much stronger opponent in Brebeuf.
On the run comes Cooper Willis, the sophomore.
Oh.
Him and Cameron twins, is that right?
Yeah, they are. They are twins, and they both play deep pool this year, which is...
Here's Lentz. He'll lead the offense. Laker has a couple of shots on goal and a goal himself. He now runs up top and scores! Nolan Laker with his second goal of the half. Two goals in a 2-minute stretch for the Royals. Kaufman, then Laker, and they continue to add on to a healthy lead.
Oh, looks like they're pulling Nolan, too.
And similar to...
Was that a hat trick? They're waving their hats over there like it's a hat trick.
You know, maybe I missed a goal here, but I thought it was only his second.
Oh.
On the run, Jonah Odom. He has a face-off and then a goal. We'll see if he can do that again here, though it won't be as easy. He gives it up.
Oh,
here
comes
the
slash.
Flag. The Royals with a chance. Here's a shot from Angel Cruz. Another 60-plus mile-an-hour snipe, but he misses just wide left.
You got to think Ethan picking this ball up here is just going to maybe be a little greedy, try to get it for himself.
Penalty against Southport, number 68, Jesper Terrell. Going to the Nathan Rice ended.
I am curious about Laker because, to your point, they were waving their hats. Is that an error down on the Royal sideline, or did I miscount somewhere? Because I've written down every goal scorer and what time they've scored, and I do not have him on the list. There's another hard shot. This one blocked.
It was, I believe, just Coach Ablog, so.
And we can never trust his word.
The uniform numbers debacle we've had the past few games.
And you know what? Gordon has a pair. So there's a chance that either A, I mixed them up because they're similar style players and those numbers are similar, or maybe even Ablog could have mixed them up. But I believe each player only has 2 goals. These are the important things to solve when there's 6 minutes left in a 15-point rout in the Mayor's Cup.
You know, I'm trying to think. Obviously, Nolan had his corner shot over in the last quarter, but I don't remember if he had one in the first.
Yeah, I've got one with 11 with a minute into this half, and then one just now, a couple minutes into the quarter.
Looks like that Southport penalty is expired.
44 shots on goal. Whew. The Royals have just absolutely peppered the cage today, and it has worked.
How many of those were, I wonder, Trevor Kaufman blister shots at the goal?
Yeah, absolutely. Merrick dances. He'll give it up.
Ooh.
Angel Cruz fights.
Oh!
Knocks down his defender, shoots, and it is a stick save. He'll cover it. Noah Pico, the goaltender for the Cardinals.
Oh!
The final 5 minutes on the way on that Marion scoreboard. Out of the goal. You got to make sure you scoop this one up.
Well,
whistle blows.
Timeout, potentially. You know, having been hit by one of Trevor's shots, I'm sure Southport's goalie's happy of how many of those just weren't able to quite find him.
Back in action we go. Royals with a chance on offense. 4.5 minutes left on that Marion scoreboard.
Come on, Ethan.
Merrick dances. He'll go back up top. By the way, 4 goals today on his senior day. One of 4 seniors being recognized today. Here's Quentin Gordon looking for a hat trick. Loads for Bear and back to X. Ethan Lentz still looking for his first. This one blocked off well wide. Cooper Lobsinger gave it a go. Couldn't tell. I'm sure there was a deep pull in on that, right? Or was that just how it
It
happened?
might have just been how it flied. You know, the rain doesn't help, I'm sure, and you know, I don't think he's as experienced on the offensive side of the ball. Ooh. Oh! I can't believe that was not called a penalty there. He just absolutely leveled.
Timeout called. We'll step aside.
Greenwood Vision Care, your vision is our priority. Dr. Olivia Yankee, Roncalli alum class of 2009, and her team treats you like family with expert eye exams, stylish frames, and personalized care. No rush, no hassle, just friendly service and sharp vision. Isn't it time you saw clearly and felt confident? Call Greenwood Vision Care today at 317-653-5872 to schedule your appointment. Greenwood Vision Care, where eye care feels like home.
Harding Porman is a full-service printing and brand communications company. From creative services and strategy to print, signage, digital output, warehousing and fulfillment, mailing, e-commerce storefronts, and even mobile solutions. They are dedicating to helping their clients get the most out of their brand communication efforts with the quality they can see and results they can be sure of. Get the most out of your brand communications. Certified to be the best, Harding Porman.
It's time for the Royal Roll Call. That is brought to you by the Kennel at Arbor Lane. You let us know you're watching. We shout you out right here. You can trust the Kennel at Arbor Lane to take care of your pets while you are away, where pets feel at home and Royals fans stay connected. Let me know. You can text me. You can text Gavin Dolworth to my left, or you can reach out on social media. Finch_PXP to reach me. Let us know you're watching. You can also just use the comment section here on this fine YouTube stream. Let us know you're watching. We shout you out right here. Tina Hayes, thank you for tuning in. And anyone else who wants to let us know, keep them coming over the next 3 minutes and 16 seconds. And it's brought to you by the Kennel at Arbor Lane. You let us know, and we shout you out, where they take care of your pets while you are away. Pets feel at home, and Royals fans stay connected. Here we go, ready to roll. Southport with it out of the timeout.
Well, it looks like Southport has just, they let their goalie start with it, and they got their deep hole number 77 down there playing short stick.
And he's fired up because he just knocked down a pair of bodies. He's a bowling ball down there, getting a strike.
Yeah, getting a penalty called his way there, changing possession.
Here comes Willis. Royals trying to run some offense. Here's Lentz with it. The lone senior who hasn't scored. He can change that here, though. He has to fight through 3 red jerseys. He loads for Bears, spikes it, and it is loose. Still loose. And now scooped up. Uh-oh. Goalie's on the ground. Flag flies.
That's on Ethan.
And Lentz just really hurt his chances of scoring on senior day. He's hoping they make this a quick call and get back underway, because with a running clock, a lengthier penalty could mean his day might be over.
You know, you hate to see that, but I think he's had a pretty good game here tonight. He's had a couple of assists, so, you know, hopefully he'll be able to rest his head on that, even if he's unable to get a goal here.
Lentz over to the sin bin. The Royals now getting set. Clock continues to roll.
Southport letting their goalie take it up again.
When you're down 15-0 in the Mayor Cup, why not just try some things? They'll have some fun here, and he does. But a whistle blows first. He's got to get back. And now we're ready to roll. Royals trying to get a freebie. Here we go with an empty net.
Shoot it!
Looking around for Lentz, realizing he's gone. Dressman on the move. 90 seconds remain on the Marion scoreboard. Was trying to be a good teammate was Samuel Dressman, because he got his second career goal. And instead of trying to launch one with that big old pole he's got, he'll wait. Are they stalling until Lentz gets back in?
I think so. And I mean, he'll only have, well, I don't know.
Maybe 30
looks
seconds.
Like Brendan's sitting up there ready to release the penalty.
They'll fight a little bit now in a good way.
Once again, we got, oh, Lord.
Couple of flags on the way.
Gloves are getting thrown down.
This game might be over.
It just might be number 0 over there. Nolan must be quite the trash talker, being able to get him to throw his helmet and gloves on the ground ready to.
And he will march off. That is Andrew Landavary, him and Nolan Laker.
I think he might get ejected there. That is, you're not allowed to do that.
The freshman and sophomore, respectively, have been jawing all game long.
The gloves getting thrown down like that. He might be out for these next couple of games. Any action like that, that's a 2-game suspension. So you got to wonder maybe if the refs are here, maybe just let it fly because of now the game being over. So,
and that does it. The Royals win. A shutout for the first time in the career of the freshman goalie Trevor Welt. He stops 15 goals tonight. Perfect on the night. And the Royals win 15-0 and retain the Mayor's Cup. For the 4th straight year, the Royals beat the neighborhood rivals in the Southport Cardinals. And victory continues to be ever so sweet now over the last 4 years. 69-11 the combined score. The Royals roll tonight. What a win. Gavin Dolworth, your thoughts on the way that Roncalli dominated from start to finish, especially that 11-goal first half?
Yeah, well, you know, it was a great performance. Obviously not as good as some of our performances we put up.
Oh, there we go. Got to throw that in there.
Yeah, but I think it was a great game all around. Played some really good lacrosse. Obviously, we had some turnovers there in the first quarter, but we were able to get it together and really have a pretty good second quarter and second half of the game. Even though we didn't score as many goals as we did in the first half, we were able to keep Southport from scoring and get away with the win.
It is time for the Piazza Produce postgame show, where we name our Business Art Decides player of the game and break this one down. We'll give you some stats as well. Gavin Dolworth to my left. I'm Nathaniel Finch. As the Royals win today 15-0, we'll talk about.
Score big for Roncalli every time you swipe with Indiana Members Credit Union. When you use your IMCU Royals debit card for everyday purchases, you're helping fund Roncalli High School athletics with every signature-based transaction. Get your Roncalli Royals debit card free with your free IMCU checking account. Stop by your Southside branch at 5047 Madison Avenue or any IMCU branch near you, or sign up online at imcu.com. Swipe, support, repeat. Go Royals!
When you need the job done right, trust Indiana Electrical Services, your IBEW 481 union contractor. Proud sponsor of Roncalli Athletics, we're here to handle all your electrical needs, big or small. Jeff Russell, class of 99, and David Moran, class of 94, are proud to serve the community they love. And of course, we're cheering on the Royals every step of the way. Indiana Electrical Services, powering your home, your business, and your school's.
Tonight, our Royals played as a team, but one athlete clearly gave us a sign of greatness. And who better to help spotlight this standout performance than Business Art Designs, the experts in making big moments impossible to miss. With over 35 years of experience, they know how to make excellence stand out. From temporary signs to lasting displays, they bring every message to life. Congrats to this week's Roncalli Royals Player of the Game.
In your Business Art Designs Player of the Game, maybe a little bit easier to name today, despite the fact that 15 goals were scored and we had so many different goal scorers. I think this one is pretty easy, Gavin. What do you think?
Yeah, obviously I think nobody better but Brendan Merrick. The legacy number had 4 goals tonight, obviously on senior night, so we had to pick a senior, and no one better than Brendan Merrick.
We had 8 different goal scorers tonight for the Royals. Merrick led the squad with 4 goals. Now on the season, he has 26, which leads the team. And by the way, we talked about his career numbers. Still a game left. The Royals will take on Park Tudor on the road next Tuesday, 6 o'clock there. So still a little bit more chance to add to this. But the senior, that legacy number 11, he has 78 career points. In fact, maybe he had a couple of assists tonight that we didn't see. I'm sure he did. So that number might be closer to 80 career points, and then now 55 career goals. Outstanding, your Business Art Designs Player of the Game. Trevor Kaufman with the other hat trick. He scores 3 goals today, including 2 in that first quarter. You had a pair of goals from Quentin Gordon and Nolan Laker, your kind of snipers on the wings. You had a goal from Angel Flores, which was outstanding. Gavin Guthrie started off the goal party. The face-off goal, Jonah Odom. And then Sam Dressman, the other senior, 3 of the 4 seniors, finding the back of the cage tonight. What a contest this was, Gavin. The season that certainly maybe has had some moments to forget, but it has absolutely had some rewarding moments in a young squad that's going to come back next year and be hungry as ever with a lot more experience and a lot of talent.
Yeah, they very sophomore and freshman heavy, and they're only losing 4 seniors, so you got to hope they'll be able to come out here next year and do a lot better, hopefully get a playoff push next year, because that's almost out of the picture here. Even with a win over Park Tudor, I don't think they'd be quite able to make it, but a great season. Been great to be here for these 3 games, be able to call it, and it's great coming back and seeing them play and finally get a win here.
You had 4 seniors who just played their final game at Bob Tolley Field. Of course, like we said, we'll play next Tuesday at Park Tudor, so the season's not over, but the home career is. For Brendan Merrick, the legacy number 11, the B-Town Bomber lived up to that name today. Miguel Cruz Flores, also known as Angel Flores, just played his final game in a Royal jersey at home. Ethan Lentz and Sam Dressman as well, 4 really strong seniors on AJ Ablog's squad. The final tonight, 15-0, as we wrap up the Piazza Produce postgame show. Family-owned and trusted in Indianapolis since 1970. Piazza, a leading distributor of the freshest produce, specialty items, proteins, and more, delivering exceptional quality across the Midwest. Piazza Produce, unmatched service and freshness you can count on after every single game. This is our final boys lacrosse broadcast of the season, but we still have some more coming up for you on the Roncalli Media Network. Nothing next week, but then we start to get into the heart of sectional play the following week. So we will have the final game of the boys season, Senior Day, Thursday, May 21st, our next broadcast here on RMN. And then we start sectionals for baseball and softball the following week, that last week of May. So plenty in store still, but this is the swan song of boys lacrosse on RMN. And Gavin, thank you so much for calling all 3 of these games with me this year. It was a lot of fun. Loved watching you the last couple seasons on the field, but very happy that you're up here in the booth with me.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Thank you for tuning in. A big thank you to the rest of our sponsors you had not yet heard from today. That is the Coin Index, Gemco Constructors, Gorman & Bunch Orthodontics, Greenwood Vision, Harding Poorman Print and Brand, Indiana Members Credit Union, Indiana Physical Therapy, and finally, Werner Financial. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, with Gavin Dolworth, I'm Nathaniel Finch. The Royals win the Mayor's Cup for the 4th consecutive year. 15-0, the final against Southport. Thank you for watching this.
When it comes to physical therapy, you have the freedom to choose your provider. At Indiana Physical Therapy, our experienced therapists will work with you to create a personalized treatment plan tailored to your needs. Whether you're recovering from injury, managing a chronic condition, or looking to improve your sports performance, we've got you covered. Take control of your health and schedule your appointment today at indianapt.com or call us at 317-449-2333.
Since 1947, Indianapolis Fruit has been delivering the freshest fruits, vegetables, and flowers to Midwestern retailers, bringing quality and trust to every produce aisle. With over 170 refrigerated trucks, a premium supply chain, and more than 3,000 SKUs, including organic, ethnic, artisan, and gourmet grab-and-go options. We provide a full-service experience from farm to market. Indianapolis Fruit,